And then I have known of the firms Eakin, Young and Taub, and Urban Atlantic for years now. They are premier development firms in the entire region. And I know that just like Tommy Wells is excited, I'm excited to have them investing and doing their building here. I wanted to say that looking at the properties you put together, they look fantastic. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
It's really become a hotspot, as they say. It's a place where people want to live. It's going to be probably one of the most progressive neighborhoods in the city.
Blocks here of what we're call low-rise or townhouse development that EYA is taking the lead on. We're working with Urban Atlantic and Forest City and the Housing Authority to develop this part of the project. And this part, as we mentioned, is market rate housing, workforce housing, housing choice voucher home ownership, and also the affordable rental units that are managed by DCHA. But it's all done in a townhouse design. So we are responsible, really soup to nuts, for that portion of the project, designing it and getting it approved, and then building it either as a general contractor on the affordable rental housing or as the owner of the for sale housing.
Okay, so did you have any input, for folks who think this is a renovation, because it does look like a renovation. It's historic in a sense.
It is. We at EYA, really, our focus is on what we call urban infill development, which means in existing communities, in areas where people do live or have lived, going in and revitalizing those, putting new life into those. And so we spend a lot of time on the architecture and the design. We actually did a project at the Bryan School up on Capitol Hill, which won a Historic Preservation Award. But the idea here is to really be respectful and Capitol Hill architectural style, but not to do carbon copies. We don't want people to think this is a rehab or to just sort of fake our way through something that looks like it's historic. We want to be respectful of that, pull on the best elements of what's there, but also it is uniquely modern. You know, it has the indoor-outdoor fireplaces, it has the rooftop terraces, it has garages in the rear. So it has a lot of modern features, but it doesn't stick out. It doesn't conflict with the existing Capitol Hill style and design. So that's really.
We see a preponderance of glass these days in commercial and as well as residential, and this is a harkening back to the more traditional.
It is definitely, because if you didn't have the freeway here separating us, this is a part of Capitol Hill. This is, I mean, we're standing on 4th Street, between the river and the U.S. Capitol. You can walk to the Capitol South Metro from here. On the other end of the site, you walk to Barracks Row and Eastern Market. So this is really a part of Capitol Hill that was unfortunately cut off and then developed with these barrack-style public housing, which this is now replacing. But we think that culturally, contextually, as a neighborhood, it's a part of Ward 6. It's a part of Capitol Hill, and so that's what we're trying to hearken to. There are places where glass and steel is completely appropriate, and we have done a variety of different architectural styles, but in this location, there's so much rich history to build on. Why not build on that as opposed to just doing something completely different?
Okay, and it's more like common sense architecture in a sense, right?
I think that's an interesting word for it. Yeah, we do try again just to pull on what works in the designs that people have lived in and been comfortable with and enjoyed, for centuries. Clearly, there's something there that works. So there is some common sense in pulling back on some of those features. There are also things that don't work. So we have different inside of the home. It's much more modern. We have different bedroom features. We obviously have air conditioning and heating, and these are actually all of the for sale homes are LEED certified, the largest LEED for sale community in the country. And so we have a lot of modern and green and energy efficient building techniques inside the home, but again, trying to be respectful of Capitol Hill from the outside.